How's it going, everybody? It's the Keenan's Fox here. This is my channel where I talk about anime, video games, cartoons, most notably Sonic and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And today I'm actually talking about Ninja Turtles. Yeah, so it's been a while since I've actually talked about Ninja Turtles, but the idea just came to me just while I was just this morning, so I just thought I wanted to talk about it. So, anyways, today I specifically want to talk about April O'Neil and what do I think of the character and how she's such an iconic character. Because honestly, April O'Neil is the most iconic and the best, like the best female character in the Ninja Turtles. If we're going to be completely honest, she's known for her yellow jumpsuits and her red hair and stuff that's very long. And on top of that, April is a lot like Lois Lane in a way, where she's like a damsel in distress, like in Superman, but also like she's the type of character that can uplift like the characters around her and stuff without the need of superpowers and stuff. And she kind of adds a more of a feminine touch. So yeah, those are the things I think about April. So in this video, I'm going to be just explaining some things about her and stuff, and what do I officially think, and what makes her such a good character and stuff. Alright, so I'm going to talk a little bit about April's backstories first, before I get into anything else. April has like a few different retellings and stuff, so I'm just going to stick with the three core ones, in my opinion. So yeah, the first story is from the Mirage Comics, where April is a scientist that used to be on Baxter Stockman's payroll, who's an enemy of the Ninja Turtles and stuff, later on. And basically April had found out about Stockman's scam to basically use these so-called mouser robots to try and steal money and stuff, which he could have just cashed in the he could have just cashed in the mousers and just made a lot of money, but honestly he was just doing it for the thrill, stealing money and stuff and selling them to fix the rat problem. So he was making twice as much money. So ain't that something? But anyways, April kind of caught on to his scheme, and then basically Stockman didn't like that, so he pretty much sent his mousers to kill April until she was rescued by the turtles and stuff. And then after April freaked out, fainted and stuff and whatever because of the excitement, the turtles brought her back and explained their whole story and who they are, and April officially became their first human friend and stuff. So yeah, so that's the story of April from there. Then of course it all plays out where April has always been like a great, like one of their best allies and stuff, one of their best like friends who's always been there for them and stuff. So yeah, so her second story, which a lot of people probably all know too well, is that April is a news reporter and stuff. This is in the 1987 version in the movies, where April is a news reporter, and basically she got attacked one day by some thugs like the Purple Dragons and stuff, who were just trying to mug her until she was rescued by the Ninja Turtles, who was just, I guess, passing by. They handled them, and April freaked out, took her back to the lair, nursed her back to health and all that stuff. You know the whole story. So then from there, yeah, April also became their friend. So it's a lot similar to the Mirage Comics, but instead of a scientist, April is a news reporter. And personally myself, I prefer her to be like a news reporter and stuff, because I just feel like it gives her a lot more like good resources and stuff and whatnot, and it kind of extends her circle of characters like Irma and Vermin and stuff, or Vernon. My bad, I said Vermin. Vernon. So yeah. But anyways, the classic 80s and stuff. So yeah, and then her final story is usually some of these new recent incarnations where April is a teenager and stuff, but she's like a year older than the turtles, so she's like 16 at the start of the series and stuff. So yeah, pretty much, and she just was rescued by the turtles one day. So those are some of April's backstories and stuff. She's got a bizarre one by Peter Laird in the Volume 4 one, which personally myself, I consider that just not to be canon. Peter Laird, he's a great writer, but I just don't accept that story. And there's a few other stuff too, like IDW or the movies, which I absolutely can't stand the Michael Bay's movies besides Out of Shadows. But yeah. Alright, so I'm going to talk a little bit about what makes April a likable character, like her likability. April is easily a fan favorite and a childhood crush to many fans. But what do I like about her? What does she have to offer the story? April may not be a ninja at the start, but she is an older sister figure to the Ninja Turtles and gives a more like of a emotional support. She's like an emotional pillar for the Ninja Turtles and stuff. The Turtles grew up with Splinter alone to raise them, so they didn't really have that nurturing side that a mom can offer them until they met April. April is somebody that the Turtles can turn to and rely on for help, someone that they can speak around comfortably and stuff, and she's also their just first human friend, you know? And it means a lot because the Turtles, they all just grew up with each other and stuff and had no one else to turn to besides Splinter and stuff, you know? So, of course, that affected them.
It's beginning to sound less and less like your common garden variety subway mugging.
Exactly, June.
Boy, she's a good reporter.
She's a babe. Organization known as the Foot.
I'm sorry, the Foot?
Yeah, I know. It sounds like a funky club for podiatrists.
Cool.
But I've been speaking with a lot of Japanese Americans in the past few days who say that our recent crime wave is reminiscent of a secret band of ninja thieves who once operated in Japan.
Are the police looking into this?
Well, I've included everything in my statement, but I doubt very much that Chief Stearns is taking this possible connection seriously.
I see. Well, perhaps if any of our viewers have any further information that
Mr.
could be
Pennington,
of use,
Chief
they
Stearns'
could
office.
Contact the local police or get in touch with us here at the station.
Pennington, I
One last
thought we
question,
had a
April.
deal.
You still haven't told us how you managed to get away from your attacker.
It's really quite incredible. Some citizens of New York actually came to my rescue. Who says everyone in the Big Apple looks the other way? But seriously, June, I would like to take this opportunity to thank one of those individuals in particular, and if he's watching, thanks, Raphael.
Oh, Dudley. Hey, look. No. I think he's blushing.
I am not.
I think he's actually turning red. Maybe not.
Hey, April. Hey, you were great.
Thanks, Mikey.
She called me Mikey.
Yeah.
You hear anything yet?
Not yet. They're gonna repeat the interview at 5 and at 6, and we're just gonna have to wait and see if it helps generate any new information. Hey, I told him to call me here immediately if anyone calls the station.
Thanks, April. We really appreciate, everything.
Yeah.
Hey, forget it.
Alright, so next up I'm going to talk about April's relationships and interactions with other characters. With the Turtles, April is usually the voice of reason and a grounded friend. The Turtles open up to her and respect her. April considers them like family, pretty much, and accepts them open arms, even though the company of 4 teenage brothers can probably be a handful at times. I'll say her closest friendship is like with Donatello, since they both have a common interest in science and they socialize more often with one another. And on top of that, I think Donatello low-key had a crush on April in some versions. We already know that definitely in the 2012 version where they actually became a couple and stuff. But maybe that might be a story for another day, who knows. But yeah, definitely check that out in case you're interested. Her relationship with Master Splinter is also pretty good, to the point where Splinter considers her to be like a daughter, pretty much. Splinter has always had proper, and like he's always proper around April and stuff, and usually he refers to her as like, out of respect, of course, as Miss ONeil and stuff. He even walked her down the aisle at her wedding in the 2003 version, so that definitely does show you a lot, like in the place of her dad and stuff. So they definitely do have a really strong like relationship and stuff, that's similar to like a dad and a daughter and stuff, So anyways, Splinter has also trained April in ninjutsu, which would also make her an official kunoichi, which obviously if you don't know Japanese, she's a female ninja.
Back off, you bunch of Cretaceous leftovers! Keep your hands where I can see them.
Donnie, I could just kiss you.
Really? We'd better get these people out of here. Fast!
You heard the turtle. Let's move.
Step back a bit. Nice, hornheads.
Alright, so next up we're going to talk about April's romance with Casey Jones. April and Casey have like the best relationship in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle universe and stuff, comparable to that of Hamato Yoshi and Tang Shin. At first they butted heads over a lot of things because Casey's clumsy and he's can be a little bit reckless, which gets April a little bit flustered at times. But they grew closer over time and have married in some versions, like in Mirage, Urban Legends, 2003 and 2007, they're engaged in. So they've adopted like a daughter like Shadow Jones inside the Mirage comics and Image. They had their own daughter, Casey Marie Jones, recently in The Last Ronin, which that's a that's another spin-off comic. And then they have descendants like Cody Jones and stuff, and possibly Nabucco, if I'm saying that right. I don't speak Japanese, I'm sorry. The relationship is very cute and very well developed, about two young adults becoming soulmates and then business partners and parents.
You want him? You have to deal with me first!
That's the idea. Those green freaks feel great affection for you. Losing you should take the fight out of them.
Hun, never, ever threaten her!
Alright, so the current outlets of Tmnt are the IDW Comics and the upcoming Tmnt Shredder's Revenge game that's coming out, where April will be a featured character on that game. So she'll definitely be like very playable and stuff. But unfortunately, that's the only good news I can give about Tmnt right now, because the comics are straight up trash. Like, if you actually read the IDW comics currently, it sucks. Now, don't get me wrong, I actually like the IDW comics and stuff because I like Ninja Turtles in general and stuff. And I'm sorry if you hear the background noise, because there are some ghetto-ass people outside that can't have a civil-ass conversation as I speak on this mic, but I'm going to power through that. Anyways, the comics. So, anyways, on the comics and stuff, the comics, currently, they're written by Sophie Campbell, and I think they're just dog shit. Like, nothing exciting is happening. It's completely fucking boring. It has no direction whatsoever. What more can I say? And it's kind of unfortunately been like that for the last 2 years. Like, the writing sucks, the art looks worse and stuff because they got a new artist working on it, and there's just plenty of character assassination to go around. But I'm not going to get into all of that entirely right now, but basically, unfortunately for April, I feel like she falls in the underutilized category and stuff, where basically I just don't feel like the writers are utilizing April to her fullest potential, at least in this story arc that's been going on for like 2 years, and we need to move on to something else, like a space adventure or something against ninjas. Whatever. Something. Okay? Please. But anyways, I feel like that's because, like, well, April is underutilized now is because Jennika is filling in that role for the older sister figure or sister-like role model to the Ninja Turtles, which I feel like that's just bullshit. Because, like, Jennika is kind of a newcomer and whatnot, and on top of that, she doesn't have as strong as a relationship as the Ninja Turtles, so what right does she have to come in here and just be like, yeah. And I know I made a video a while ago saying that Jennika is more so like the half sister of the Ninja Turtles, but I take that back completely. She's more so like the stepsister. Like, she has no business, so she has no like real like involvement with the Turtles and stuff and their origins and whatnot. If you want to see my entire thoughts, go to that video. But anywho, yeah. But my thoughts have definitely soured on Jennika since then, definitely. But anyways, now we have Venus coming into the picture here, and she's going to be like the sixth Ninja Turtle. So we have 2 female Ninja Turtles and 4 brothers. Yeah. And 2 of them are like 2 shady-ass criminals and stuff. Like, come on. Now, because Jennika has a rap sheet, before even the whole assassination thing, she got involved with some guy and then did some crimes and stuff and went to jail for it. Apparently, she broke out of jail and joined up with the Shredders. So, yeah. She definitely fits right in with the Ninja Turtles, alright. And then we have Venus, who, for some reason, now Venus goes from Chi Master to Chain Smoker. So, yeah, she's part of the Punk Frogs group and stuff. And now she got like turned into this Frankenstein Ninja Turtle. Some people were interested in it, but I'm just like, well, and I'm not saying go with Next Mutation's story, but at least like, I don't know, at least play off of it a little bit, you know what I mean? But whatever, I'm not going to talk about Venus and Jennika right now. Like, I'm just talking about just how they are just taking up that slot, and that just takes away from April. If I were to kind of like write April in the IDW comics, if I were given the chance, well, the first thing I would probably do is, like, since April is being set up to like monitor or to like work for Baxter Stockman again, because Baxter Stockman currently is the mayor inside TMNT of New York and stuff, I would have had April at least like stay vigilant or like monitor him. So, like, you know, just keep tabs and stuff with, like, for the Turtles and stuff, because it seems like they've been trying to set up this thing for, like, 2 years, which is taking too freaking long, by the way, for this Armageddon game that Stockman's going to be a part of. So yeah, April definitely would have played a good part at like monitoring Baxter Stockman, but apparently we had to get some fan servicey moment where she gets chased by these weird mutant ills that Stockman ended up sending on her and stuff for some reason to be a homage to the Mirage comics, like how he did with the Mousers, where instead of the Turtles coming to rescue, it's Shredder. Like, what? But anyways, we don't need fan servicey moments like that. But if I were to do it, I guess I would also have April at least work with Donatello, since she's a scientist in this, on fixing, making a cure for the mutants and stuff, like make retro mutagen, because they have yet to introduce that concept inside the IDW comics. But personally myself, that's how I would kind of knock out the Mutant Town stuff, which really needs to go away. But what are your thoughts? Alright, so what is the worst portrayal of April O'Neil? Well, if I had to say the worst portrayal of April O'Neil, it would be the Michael Bay's version of Ninja Turtles, basically. I really don't like what they did with April inside the Michael Bay version of the Ninja Turtles and stuff. And there's a lot of things about the Michael Bay version of the Turtles that I really don't like, that I could just spend all day talking about. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just strictly going to talk about April. Mainly, I liked Out of the Shadows, but I thought it was a good movie. I thought it was decent. But the first movie was completely terrible. And mainly it revolved around April and stuff and whatnot. And she's basically like this crackpot reporter that thought it was a good idea to come to her boss with the information that, oh, so I just saw these mutant turtles and stuff, and they basically drove this like garbage truck and they saved my life, and my dad was like the scientist and stuff that engineered them, and I clearly have no proof. So yeah, you might as well just fire me or lock me up in some kind of insane asylum or something, right? Like, come on. Anyways, but yeah, I really don't like April in this. And not to mention she's played by Megan Fox, which she doesn't look or act nothing like April whatsoever. The bloodthirsty Megan Fox, because apparently I've been hearing she's been drinking her and Machine Gun Kelly's blood, so that's kind of fucking weird. But anyways, yeah, great casting, guys. But yeah, so she's Bay's waifu. She likes to pretty much, she takes up the entire movie and stuff. I thought that was lame as shit and whatnot. But yeah, so that's April, the worst portrayal. I had to say Rise. A lot of people, well, not a lot, but some people liked April and Rise. I thought she was okay in terms of personality-wise, I guess. But of course, Rise wants to contribute to the whole red-headed erasure tropes and stuff and play some SJW politics. I'm not going to get into all that, but they like to contribute to the red-headed erasure thing because like that hasn't been happening with plenty of other characters that has always been either redhead or white. So yeah, what does that say? But anyways, yeah, and honestly, it's not like, they could have just used, I don't know, like Angel Bridge or something, who is another African, who's actually like an African American that's actually friends with the Ninja Turtles and stuff, or I don't know, they could have used anybody. Like, I mean, it's not like the Turtles haven't got black friends or anything, right? Like, if they wanted representation so badly. But hey, that's none of my business, right? I'm just a fan. Alright, so here are my final thoughts. April is one of the most essential supporting characters introduced since TMNT issue number 2. Some of the writers don't understand how prominent characters like these are without worrying about checking boxes or making other female heroes feeling that they need to be validated or acting uncharacteristically masculine and stuff. Whether she's a damsel, a sidekick, or kunoichi, April is the pinnacle of how a female heroine should be presented and stuff. And I'm not saying that all female, like heroines got to be like written in a certain way, but what they've been doing in the last, I don't know, a couple of years in comics or whatever, or TV shows, movies, whatever, yeah, they've been making female characters look like crap, pretty much. In April, yeah, I feel like April was kind of being a little bit underutilized in the comics. She was trash inside the Michael Bay, but that was before all this weird progressive shit started to happen, I guess, back in 2014. So, yeah, but anyways, April, regardless, I think she's a great character. I think she definitely is, the good, moral support and stuff, a very grounded character for the Ninja Turtles and stuff, to get them, in touch with their human side and get in touch with the human world and stuff, even if there are turtles and stuff. I wanted to discuss this because I think that ever since, Jennika became, a mutant, her relationship with the turtles just comes off as just forced. And I can't guarantee Venus would make that make things better. from, you know, like I said, Chi Master to Chain Smoker. April O'Neil is like the true sister of the Ninja Turtles and stuff, and she doesn't have to be a blood relative or a female mutant turtle, which she actually has been at one point. But she hasn't had to be all that in order to just be, you know, just to pull that off. She is the true sister of the Ninja Turtles.
Okay, they're safe. For now.
I can't believe you talked me into this.
I shouldn't have had to.
You don't understand. I thought I was getting better, but I was hurt again way too easily. I'm a liability to the whole team.
You're not. You're their leader. We can help them. We have to help them.
April? I'm over here.
You came all the way down here to look for me.
Actually, I was already here on business, but then the local legend started sounding familiar, so I decided to snoop around.
What kind of business?
Ancient artifacts. Some tycoon with too much time on his hands has his heart set on a collection of 3,000-year-old statues.
Well, you always did run with a strange crowd, April.
Oh, well. Our strange crowd hasn't been the same without you. Things aren't looking so good back home.
How bad could it be? Donnie's probably got everything under control.
Looks like you picked a good time to come home.
Thanks for bringing me back.
Winters?
I'm never usually that happy to be in pain.
He's happy because he's mortal again, Mikey.
April, I've had my eye on you for a long time.
I knew it.
I've always known that you'd be the one to help me find my way home. And thank you, brothers. You've made a very old man very, very happy.